Society for the Promotion of Initiatives in Sustainable Development and Welfare. SOPISDEW is an apolitical and non-profit humanitarian and development organization in Cameroon. SOPISDEW was created in 2010 and registered as a charity in 2012. SOPISDEW's head office is located in Oku subdivision in the northwest region of Cameroon, where she started operations basically as a grassroots and community-based organization working to promote local community integrated sustainable development.
SOPISDEW means Society for the Promotion of Initiatives in Sustainable Development and Welfare. And SOPISDEW's mission is empowering people's abilities to meet their needs by leveraging on their knowledge and skills. And we have a core vision, which is to become one of the main leading institutions in empowering people's abilities to meet their needs at the level of their communities. And our work is mostly focused on providing community-based development services, peace building and humanitarian services, especially with the focus on the rights-based approach to development in the communities. We actually carry out activities in 8 core programs. And these programs include, you have the capacity building and entrepreneurship program, you have the education program, you have the sustainable livelihood program, you have the health and wellness program, you also have the protection and social welfare program, as well as the democracy and peace building program, and then you have the water sanitation hygiene program. And there's a last program which is more about media and information.
The Democracy and Peace Building Project is one of SOPISDEW's major programs focused on building peace in our community. We know we are faced with a crisis. The Peace Building Program over the last 5 years have built peace in over 5,000 young people and have trained over 300 trainers. The first program that we did in peace building is the Peace and Livelihood Project that trained over 50 youths and donated rabbits to them.
At SOPISDEW Cameroon, we work on empowering people's abilities, and the capacity building and entrepreneurship program is a key program we have in SOPISDEW to help us achieve our goal. And through this program, SOPISDEW is creating a hub for social and economic empowerment of individuals, institutions, and communities.
We did the Skill and Reskill project that focused on building technological skills in youth. We found a gap in youth, and we discovered that the social media is wrongly used and it's causing a lot of chaos. So we used technology to build peace, and we've worked with programs like Defy Hate to conquer hate speech online, mis and malinformation. And we also created a peace builders makerspace in Oku, where we use culture to build peace. Young people around the Oku community come around and they discuss their culture and work together in building community peace.
We have been empowering people's ability through promoting information and building a sustainable society where information is captured and sent to the outside world. Through our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also our website www.sopisdew.org, we have been enabling that the outside world know what the organization is all about, the activity, the humanitarian impact which the organization is creating, and also building a face not just for the organization, for the outside community.
Through capacity building and training sessions that can help people build their capacities in competencies that they have picked up from maybe education and other walks of life.
And So we have core values that actually cements our work here at the level of SOPISDEW, which are issues such as collaboration, inclusiveness, diversity, equality, integrity, transparency, and accountability.
Protection and Social Welfare Program of SOPISDEW is a program that is mainstreamed into all the programs of SOPISDEW, and it's focused on protecting women, girls, children, and persons with disability. And it's mainstream in all our work. That is, in all our programs, we do a little bit of protection. And this is really much enhanced and ensured in the Child Education and Welfare Center, CEWEC, that is in Oku. It is a school that is focused on bringing children from all backgrounds, bringing children with disability, children who have suffered and are still suffering abuse, to study in the same environment, in a holistic environment that will make them to recover and regain their wellness.
Through this program, we have also thought of the fact that when young graduates leave from school, getting a job is always a big challenge. So when we open this platform, it's because we realize that through this program we can help them to be able to build themselves for the job market, get ready to compete with those who already have experience in the field. Because through internships we're able to give professional coaching, we're able to give a room for students to acquire skills and competencies that can help them excel in the domain of their competence after leaving from school. Also, through this program, we offer scholarships to children because education is a fundamental human right, and over time we realize that due to poverty in many communities, some children are not able to go to school.
Our approach is mostly to enable people to meet their needs in their communities. So therefore, we actually support people and communities to be able to lead their development by themselves. This development is not only in the direction of economic development. You have social development, you have environmental development, you also have social development. So our approach is inclusive. It's inclusive because we actually work with communities to lead development by themselves in a very holistic manner.
We also outsource from goodwill ambassadors, people who can just come in to help. Through fundraising platforms, we also bring in funds to make sure that we realize this particular objective.
This center carry on activities, community development activities such as building the community forest. They do economic activities such as learning skills. We are on the way to open a microfinance scheme for the women where they can borrow and grow their businesses, and also we teach them economic knowledge. We are also using technology to market the products that are cultivated by the women in Oku. So the Women Empowerment Center also brings together products used from women's activities, and we help them market it.
We do menstrual hygiene education, and we do donation of menstrual hygiene kits to adolescent girls and women. Under this program, we also ensure that we do educative talks to organizations and also to the community on personal hygiene to ensure that they avoid infections and also prevent other diseases that can spread easily by exchange of hands.
We welcome the SOPISDEW team, and for the past 3 days we have been having serious surgical interventions in the oral cavity, where we have been doing a lot of tooth extractions. We are hoping that SOPISDEW should continue with this initiative, and we should program many of these patients for further interventions.
This campaign has taken us to this is the third health district in the Northwest. This is the second hospital before. So basically, bringing the campaign to Oku was because we realized that in terms of the coverage, having access to quality dental care, for example, the closest center is Kumbu, but with the ongoing crisis, a lot of people have been isolated. They don't have the means to displace themselves to Kumbu. So we thought that bringing a mobile dental health program to them is going to help them to solve their problems.
Over time, we build the capacities of other NGOs and community-based organizations, associations, those who are just starting up. Because over time, you realize that when they begin, they lack the capacity to run most of their programs. They lack the capacity to go about their goals, to go about the vision, to go about the objectives they have set for their institutions. So SOPISDEW also steps in to see that we can help these organizations build up. Through this, we have trainings, seminars, and workshops to also help them on key organizational operations, such as maybe finance, programs management, reporting, and administrative procedures. Everything has to do with organizational development. We offer support to local organizations on that.
Concept of globalization into sustainable development, that is, we adapt global solutions in a contextual local way. And one of our key activities that we carry out is to provide sustainable development coaching in the areas of food security, environmental protection, and through this we have been able to open up a center which is called the Mount Oku Center for Gender and Socioeconomic Empowerment, which provides livelihood support to women who have been affected by the crisis.
We've worked with quite a variety of partners. The first and the most important partners are the services in the community. You have state and non-state services, other local NGOs, especially when I talk of state services here, I'm talking about the decentralized authorities, which are the local councils. In the communities where we work, the councils are our first partners. Then the civil society organizations, especially community development associations of the communities where we work, they're our second partners. Then globally, we have partners too who support us in terms of funding and resource mobilization. For example, we have the European Union is one of our main funder for the project we are doing on vocational training. We also had Fondation Hirondelle Suisse. It's a media organization, Media for Peace organization, that has actually been supporting us in the direction of, disseminating information within the context of, fighting the waves of misinformation we have within the digital space. That's that. And we also have on Prakash is a network of civil society organizations that are geared towards mobilizing resources in terms of crowdfunding, because most often we have individual donors too that are willing to support our action. So through on Prakash, they're able to contribute their resources through a crowdfunding platform where we are able to mobilize collective resources to execute our projects. We've also had partnerships with the Commonwealth through what is known as the Faith in the Commonwealth initiative, and this partnership is mostly about funding youth activities that are related to peace building. And we've also had funding from our German partners, especially those who are working with an institution known as Engagement Global. They don't provide us direct funding, but their support is mostly in terms of giving us professional volunteers who can come from Germany, and they're able to support our project activities.
Worked with vocational education and training institutions such as NGOs and schools to see that those who are not able to acquire formal education can also, through informal education and non-formal education, be able to become people who can contribute meaningfully to the society. So through vocational education, we have raised children who were not able to complete secondary education, and those who went to universities and then after university maybe they are not able to lay hands on a job, so that they can be able to step in, get a trade that can help them to also become those that can employ others. Because vocational education is all about entrepreneurship, making sure that you can go to the society and not just be someone who is looking for a job, but someone who can also offer jobs to other people.
The education program is one of our core programs, which has as goal to improve access to quality education for children and also promote children's right to education. And this includes both formal and non-formal education. And And this also goes with offering psychosocial support for children who are affected by the ongoing armed conflict in the northwest region of Cameroon. And we are also operating a children's education and welfare empowerment center, which is basically a safe space and facility where children who are mostly vulnerable from communities where access to education is still a challenge, they can be able to have access to quality and inclusive education at the community. This center is mostly operated in Oku for now, because that is where we realize that the children don't really have access to education because of the close down of many educational facilities due to ongoing armed conflict.
We mentor them through the process of their admission. It's been a challenge for many students when after university or after advanced level to be able to go through the process of acquiring admission abroad, and so we do this for free. We don't ask them to pay us because it's our own way of contributing to the society. So we always give the room for them to come in for coaching, guidance, as well as I mentioned earlier, offering recommendation letters. We give room for them to volunteer because often those scholarship opportunities, when they come up, they are always asking what you've been able to do for your community and what you've been able to do for people around you. So SOPISDEW also gives this platform so that when you come in and you need this backup or this support, we give you the platform to volunteer for a while, and then we also help you through your admission process.
I came in the month of January as an intern. I did internship for 1 month, and now I am currently a volunteer. I came in through a recommendation because I had a project I wanted to work on to apply for, and I was directed to see Mr. Ta Kenneth to help me with the project, which the results just came out, and I am glad to say I was selected.
For the past 6 months, I've been engaged in the organization activities and projects such as the Urban Garden Project, which has enabled me to develop some skills such as M&E, and equally, I've been able to participate in the writing of some projects, which has equally given me skills such as grant writing and child protection and urban garden. Equally, I find it very interesting because throughout my duration here, I've learned other softwares that are of great importance, such as Excel, Microsoft Word, SPSS, and Kobo Toolbox, which can help me to situate a job at the international level.
During my stay here, I've learned so much. I've been opportuned to represent the organization at some workshops, like a workshop I attended in Boya on integration and inclusion of people with disabilities.
After our needs assessment in the community, we noticed that 80% of the population will stay safe and healthy if they practice hand washing. Therefore, we provide clean water for hand washing in areas where one will need to visit, like toilets and in markets.
Our main gaps are funding gaps. We have challenges because we have programs, and in the communities where we work, especially with the context of the crisis in the main community of operation, we are overwhelmed already with the needs that communities are presenting to us for us to support them. So that gives us a main funding gap, which we are looking for potential partners who can to collaborate with us for us to be able to support the communities to realize their goals and to come out of the effect of the crisis, because we feel that if we can build more networks and partnerships, we can also support these conflict-affected communities to build back better and get back to their feet as far as their future is concerned. So that's a very serious gap we have, and we have a lot of opportunities that are existing in the organization. Any organization around the world that is willing to partner with us with our work, we are very open to that. We also offer opportunities in terms of collaboration through volunteering with young people. There are a lot of young people and maybe experts around the world who are looking for opportunities to contribute their knowledge and ideas. Remember, from the foundation, I mentioned that this initiative was mostly for people who wanted to contribute their knowledge and their experiences to support development. So if you're a volunteer, if you're anybody, you're on retirement and you think that the wealth of experience and the knowledge you have can be used to create a positive change, then you're welcome to get this opportunity through us to be the change you want to see.